Hello and welcome to Promenade Française. This is what it sounds like with my introductory video on my channel. Well, as we begin the talk today, I wanted to re-emphasize the idea about what a lot of people talk about when they talk about acquiring a language. And a lot of time people talk about this like you need a lot of reading stuff, like a lot of reading material and audio and stuff, which is within the range of where your current level is. So if you're a beginner, then you need like a lot of beginner type material. And yeah, I understand that idea. Um, I think that the most important thing that you need when you start to learn a language is a purpose. Like, why am I learning this language? It has to be a really strong purpose and it has to be significant enough that it is a permanent in your life. So I don't know. When I was studying Chinese, what was my purpose? I don't even know what my purpose was. I felt like there was some outside drive, something was pushing me. So I didn't actually have to try very hard to learn Chinese because I didn't have to convince myself to learn it. There was like something pushing me and pushing me and pushing me, and like it just kept pushing. And then eventually you just catch the wind, right? You catch the wave, and then you just got to stay on top of that wave. The hard part is catching the wave. Russian, like, I don't know if I ever actually caught the wave because I'm not sure that there's a wave in Russian. I think that it's just constant headaches. And it's so complicated that you have to really work on it. You have to use the concept called deliberate practice, where you focus on one very specific grammar element, and then you work on that grammar element, and then you work on that grammar element in a variety of different contexts. And then it's almost like if you've ever read like a verb book in Russian, you'll see that every single verb has like rules. And then for you to be able to find out like the common pattern between the rules of all these different types of verbs, it's just extreme. I'm not finding it the same with French. So what I did today in French, let me show you this. Check this out. So I found this crazy TV series called the Parisian Agency Exclusive Properties. So it's in season 5 right now. I decided to start watching in season 5 and check it out. What's going on here? So first of all, they're not talking very fast. They're not arguing. They're purposely speaking clearly, and they're talking about property. And why is this important? As you know, I've been reading the Book of Mormon, and also I've been following a website called Le Français Facile, which just means the news in French using easy French. And what I noticed is that there is a series of verbs and a series of articles, and there's a sentence structure. And I started to kind of follow the pattern. What happened is, maybe we can jump into the example. So this morning with my tutor, we're reading the last chapter. Okay, we're on verse 16. So we're on the last chapter of Second Nephi. And if you don't know anything about the Book of Mormon, then don't worry about it. It's a religious book that I read. All right, so it says, Et je prie le Père au nom du Christ que beaucoup d'être nous, sinon tout. This was an interesting. If not, if is si, non, if not all, soient sauvés dans son royaume en ce grand et dernier jour. And I've read this kind of material, like there's 33 chapters in this book, and then in the previous book there was, I think, something like 30. I don't remember, 21 chapters. So we've already been through like 50 chapters. My rule for Chinese was that every time I had a new course, I studied Chinese law. And every time I got a new textbook, I knew that most of the vocabulary you're going to be introduced to in a book is going to be given to you in the first 50 pages. 90% of the vocabulary words you're going to run into in the book is given you in the first 50 pages. So guess what? We've been through the first 50 pages, which means as far as this book is concerned, the Book of Mormon, it's got like a lot more pages to go. Like we're going to be reading this thing for the next 4 or 5 months. But at this point, I understand, like, okay, and I pray the Father in, remember, O is like, it means le, so in the name of Christ. What is this? Which, beaucoup d'être nous. What is d'entre? D'entre, beaucoup d'entre, que bon d'entre nous. I'm just gonna check the English. So, which verse is that? I pray to the Father in the name of Christ that many of us, that many d'entre nous, many of us, if not all, soient sauvés, will be saved in the royal and grand last day. The royal and grand last day. Be saved in his kingdom. Royaume is kingdom at that last grad. At. What's the word for at? Maybe it's en. In his kingdom at this grand and last day. A matin, and now, my beloved brethren, all those which are of the house of Israel, and those of you extremité, that's an interesting word. It means like all the ends of the earth. Je vous parle comme la voix. I speak to you in the voice of one who cries from the dust. Goodbye until that great day comes. Vient must be come. Et vous qui ne voulez pas pendre par la bonté de Dieu, and you which not voulez pas pendre, which voulez, what's voulez? Will, I think it is. Those who will not partake of the goodness of God and respect the words of the Jews and also my words, and the words which shall come from the mouth of the Lamb of God. Behold, you, je vous dis, I say unto you, goodbye eternally, because of the words of condemnation in the last day. And this which I seal on the earth, sera, what is sera? I keep saying this word, sera, shall be brought against you, will be brought against you, à charge contre vous, shall be brought against you at the bar of judgment. Car c'est que ce que Seigneur m'a commandé, je dois obéir. Amen. And this is a commandment of the Lord, and I must obey. So, yeah, I mean, I like this kind of content. So, for maybe you're like, well, I'm not really interested in religious content. I don't know. Like, I grew up reading this book. So, for me, it's like really familiar storyline, really familiar content. I read the book many, many times. I went to church, learned about these stories, and we got tons and tons and tons of chapters to go. So, I've gotten to the point where I'm really like comfortable with this content. And then suddenly switch over to, I'm understanding more than 50% of this. So he's like, okay, so we visited au moins less than 12 houses here, and n'a jamais une vue par. I've never, and we haven't seen one with a view.
Avec de quoi, mais on n'a jamais eu une vue pareille. C'est
incroyable, great. This guy's
incroyable.
happy.
Franchement, c'est.
Because he knows he's going to get a sale. C'est magnifique. Les oiseaux. What's l'oiseau? Is that the birds or my eyes? Écrin de verdure qu'on recherchait.
C'est magique. Et on entend les oiseaux, on est dans cet écrin de verdure qu'on recherchait. C'est très sympa.
Yes.
It's magic. It's nice. Il y a assez d'espace pour recevoir. What is recevoir?
C'est l'espace pour recevoir là.
Ah, l'escalier?
Exactement.
Jardin, escalier. So I mean, like these are. So I mean, I would say that I'm seeing like a lot of similar words as in the past. I'm seeing a lot of similar grammar, and I can actually follow what they're saying. So I think that's the biggest thing is that like after reading, so basically it's been the last 2 months that I've been reading from the Book of Mormon and reading the news in French, like pretty much every day. Suddenly I turn on this TV series and I'm like, whoa, I can follow what they're saying. This one is cool because it's like beautiful, beautiful views. They're looking at beautiful, beautiful houses and a very, very simple conversation. So I would say that that's awesome. That's like a really great thing. All right, now let's get back to the actual grammar. So then eventually what you're going to want is you got to get to the exercises because we can't actually learn the language unless we are learning the language. We need to understand what's going on. So here's the textbook. I just want to change the view so that so I'm sharing my whole screen. There we go. All right, so like I said, here's the news in French. I haven't done news in French for a while, a couple days. It's just been my tutor's been sick and I've been super busy. But now, le dimanche matin, this is the next lesson. So what we're going to do is what we want to do here is we want to find the section of the chapter so that we can answer the questions over here. For example, here is the first worksheet. It says trouver les questions, utiliser est-ce que. I covered this yesterday in my video, but now it's testing time. So did I actually learn anything? I would say generally no, I didn't really learn it. So, but I wouldn't worry about it. That's the thing is that basically what I'm trying to do is I'm just reading, listening, lots and lots of exposure because even after you learn it, you're going to forget it. So let's just solve it for today and not worry about it too much. The first one is il arrive à 4 heures. They will arrive, they're arriving at 4 o'clock. Question is, what time are they arriving? And you have to use est-ce que. Vous arrivez quand? À quelle heure est-ce que tu... Here we go. À quelle heure? Tu commences à quelle heure? À quelle heure est-ce que tu commences? Okay, so it's saying that we could say il arrive. I think we could do it like that. We got il arrive à quelle heure? Okay, but we have a problem because it's not using est-ce que. À quelle heure? So in English, we would say, which hour is it? Qu'est-ce qu'elle heure? Maybe it's il arriva à qu'est-ce qui elle à quelle est which is it that hour? Il arriva à qu'est-ce qu'heure? Elle arriva à quelle est heure? That's my best guess. What time are they arriving? À quelle heure? Okay, what's the difference here? What is the difference between quelle heure il a, qu'est-ce que il a, and this one? Great question. À quelle heure arrive-il? This is in inversion style, formal or written. Correct version 1, correct version 2, arrive à quelle heure? Incorrect. So that's not correct. Because à quelle heure already functions as the question in this model is redundant. À quelle heure est-ce qu'il arrive? Okay, so this one is est-ce que structure. Okay, so this is the right answer. So what's different? À quelle heure est-ce qu'il arrive? À quelle heure, at which hour is it that they arrive? They arrive at which is it hour? Okay. So it just seems pretty obvious when when you see the situation, why it seems to be wrong. Come on, ladies. All right, next one. Il arrive. No, the next one is Je vais à Paris. Where is it that you are going? Where is it? Where? How do you say where? Oh? Where? Oh, is down or up? Up. Where is it? S. K. Where is it? Where is it that tu vas? 100% correct. Nice. Tu vas où? Où vas-tu? Où est-ce que tu vas? Wow, I got my first. I feel like that's like my first question that I actually did in French. Le samedi et le dimanche, nous travaillons. Le samedi et le dimanche. Saturday or Sunday? Okay, so how do I create a question using est-ce que to answer le samedi et le dimanche? Question. Nous travaillons. I don't even know what that's saying. The Saturday or the Sunday? We're traveling. Travaillons, we work. Oh. Start with a time expression. Le samedi, dimanche. Est-ce que. If you're asking you. Est-ce que vous travaillez le samedi, dimanche? No, the question is, what do you do? I think the question is, what do you do on Saturday and Sunday? They repeat the question, but not using est-ce que. What do you do on Saturday and Sunday using est-ce que? Yeah. Qu'est-ce que vous faites? what is it that you do on Saturday and Sunday? Saturday and Sunday, we work. Yeah, that's it. Elle part en train. Okay, so elle part en train. Maybe the question is what? So, okay, maybe the question is what? What? What is it? How? Quand? Que? How? Comment? Comment? Elle? Comment est-ce que va partir? Comment est-ce qu'elle part? Comment est-ce qu'elle? Nice. All right, next one, complete 完成下面的短文。Lui, il travaille tout something jour. All du lundi au vendredi. Il part tôt, early in the morning. Probably this is a time. Yeah. So I don't really want to deal with that. It's just too much guessing. So there's one fast way to do this. Travaille tous les jours. All the days. From Monday to, so this is interesting. Du au. Du is what? De, le, and au is à le. De, le, à le. But it means from and to. Okay, so we got les, all the. This is an interesting exercise, actually. Les, les jours du lundi au vendredi, ils partent tôt le matin. What? À 6h30 et il rentre tard. De soir is de. What is it? Du soir, de la soir, au soir, au soir. Le soir, le soir. The evening. Elle travaille. What is it? From. So it's like du lundi au jeudi. 4 jours. 4 weeks, 4 days of is what? Is de la semaine. So it's de la semaine. Yeah. And reste de la semaine. I don't know. Le reste, the rest de la semaine. The rest of the week, she stays at home. Okay, I like it. Save that. All right, let's do the next one. Répondez comme dans l'exemple. Lui, him, he is an actor. Et sa femme and his wife, I guess, elle est actrice. Lui, il est infirmiste. Et sa femme, oh, I see. You just want to do the masculine and feminine forms of the noun. And it's saying that, it's asking what is it? Elle est informaticienne. What's the next one? Serviteur, elle est servatrice. Tu es vendeur. What's a vendeur? Elle est ventrice. Ce monsieur est directeur d'une agence. Elle est directrice. Now, I'm going to cut this actually. And now I'm going to uncut it. And now I'm going to see if I'm right. Okay, I'm guessing there's going to be a few that are wrong. Okay, informaticienne, good. That doesn't say musician. What? I missed one. Elle est musicienne. Musicienne. Here we are. Serveilleuse. Serveuse. And vendeuse. Directrice. What's vendeuse? All right, I'm just gonna copy this. So the interesting thing here, I think the best way to go with this is just give it a read, right? Lui, il est informaticien, computer scientist. Elle est informaticienne. Vous êtes musicienne, musicien, musicienne. Serviteur, serveuse. 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 vendeuse, salesperson, vendeur, directeur, directrice. Okay, good. So this brings up this next question, which is like, okay, so how much work should I be doing on vocabulary? And this is why my main focus is like reading, and like once you have that habit of reading and reading and reading and reading and reading, at some point you're just gonna like run into the most important words. Or if you work for some company and you have to use French, then the key is that you have to work on a certain set of vocabulary based on your job or based on your interests or your hobbies and stuff like that. So salesperson, it just didn't arrive in my radar yet. All right, complétez avec des formes du verbe faire. Qu'est-ce que vous faites? What is it? Yeah, this is a good question. This is a really basic question, which I do not know the answer to. So faites, maybe? With an S? Nous faisons, il, elle, fait, tu fais. Shit. So I'm in trouble, obviously, because I don't even know the basic words. Faites with an S. Faisons was also almost there with an S. Therese, font. Ils font. Ils ont. Ils font. Fait. And fait with a T. But the thing is, like obviously it's like important to know these words, but this is, it's like you want to sit here and memorize it and memorize it and memorize it and forget it and memorize it and forget it and memorize it. So I just decided not to memorize it and just get enough exposure so that I recognize what it is. And at some point, you can, you'll get it. All right, well, I guess we did another day of challenge. We'll keep it pushing through.